to the first Descendant video. My name's Sergeant Moose, and today, guys, we're going to be talking about our Spider Bunny build for the Defiler boss, man. So, of course, most of you guys know, this new boss just came into the game as part 2 of Season 2. A lot of folks have been making cool builds to defeat this boss in, record time. A lot of people are doing it in record time. This bunny build is going to be very efficient, guys. Very comfortable build for you to use. Survivability is key in this fight. Of course, we know bunny's very squishy, and we have a lot of fun farming this boss because you're going to need fragments from this boss, of course, to craft these weapon cores and unlock your cores for your guns. So we need to beat this boss as much as possible, and if you're like me, you like to collect these tickets because I'm trying to collect all the skins. You want to be able to beat him fast and efficiently like the Infernal Walker. So we're going to get into the bunny build, guys, talk about it a little bit. So first things first, guys, we're going to take a look at our weapons. None of these really matter whatsoever. However, the weapon cores that we have on them do matter. So we're looking here at the Executor. The only reason I'm really running this gun is just because I didn't want to implant this reactor. I was working on all kinds of other stuff, and this is a really good reactor. So we're just going with a shotgun here. And the reason why I went with this particular shotgun is because I really don't have anything built into it. I just wanted to use it for the cores. But as you guys can see here, we have 3 purple cores on it, grappling, hook, charge time, and these are level 6 cores, ladies and gentlemen. So you can get better cores for the charge time. Of course, you could get yellow rolls as well. But I assure you, this is good enough. Our purpose with this build is to just stay in the air as much as possible without touching the ground. And with this setup here on the gun, you're not going to have to touch the ground. Your grappling hook's going to constantly be refilled while you're still in the air. So the idea of this build basically is just to try to nullify any damage from the boss, because a lot of his attacks are on the ground, including his big giant toxic pools he puts on the ground in different scenarios like that. He does do some aerial attacks, but you're going to be moving so fast, spinning around in circles, if you guys saw the gameplay of how we played it, that you're going to be evading most of this. We go through 9 out of 10 of these matches without dying. Sometimes we'll do something stupid or get caught, get stuck on something and we'll die, but I assure you this build works. So, coming over to the reactor, guys, we're going to talk about, of course, Tingling Singularity, Electric Singular Power, Yellow, additional skill attack when attacking Colossus. Of course, we're going to go with that. In skill, critical hit damage. I would have liked to have had a yellow there as well. We can farm for that in the future. Not really a priority, though, because this works very well. We got that also maxed out at 5. Coming down to our components, I mean, basic stuff again. Slayer component set. Want to go for max MP recovery in combat and out of combat on your Slayer set. Don't really have to worry about too much survivability with this build, because our, main thing we're going to be worried about is evading all of the boss's attacks anyway. So just standard Slayer set. Make sure you got some gold rolls and max MP recovery in combat, because this boss does have a unique debuff where he can lower your MP regeneration. So just keep that in mind. But with Bunny, you're worried about custom resource anyway, so it really doesn't matter. You're never going to run out of MP with her. So we're going to get into the mods, guys, right now. This is what makes the build all come together. Of course, we're going to go with high voltage here. Reduces the number of enemies that throw bomb and lightning emission can strike. Increases range and damage instead. So this is going to obviously make our number 3 ability here, the lightning emission. It's going to make it a singular attack directly on the boss, and it's going to increase range and damage. So go high voltage here. Also, we're coming over to multi-talented here, and the one we're worried about is at the bottom. When using the singular active skill, all attribute damage is plus 30% for 5 seconds. This is massive, it's huge, and it provides damage over time for the boss as well when using your ability, so you're going to get that little extra damage here with multi-talented. Focus on singular, obviously, because it's a singular attack. We're going to work on that. Increased HP, just to make sure we're not getting like one-shotted by this boss by every little hit. It helps out tremendously. Amplification control, we have skill effect range. It's also going to give us a little bit more shield as well, so we can kind of stay further away from the boss in the air and still be able to land those attacks. Over here we have emergency measures, another great mod here. Skill crit rate and crit damage. Of course, yes, we're going for crit damage on this build as well, because we want shots to be hitting these crits. Mid-air maneuvering, of course, and especially in this build, This is very important. You definitely have to have midair maneuvering. Coming over to skill insight, more skill crit rate at 115.4%. And then skill power, this is flat power for our skills. Skill power 65%. Skill effect range, we got more range coming in with skill expansion. Skill concentration, which is skill critical hit damage. We have that 115.4. And of course the God perk again coming in, the God mod. 64.5% crit damage and 27.7% crit rate. So with this particular build, guys, we are averaging about every 3 strikes with the lightning emission are landing a critical hit, which is basically helping us kill the boss a lot faster. So that's the mods there that we're using here. Now, I did want to mention, guys, we're going to go into the inversion reinforcement. So let's talk about this for a second. So we have here, if you guys want... If you haven't unlocked the cores that you want, or maybe you're low on cores, you haven't really messed with the purge yet, and you can't get those grappling hook enhancements that you saw on my weapon, rest assured, you can still use this build. It won't be as consistent as what we have here with these enhancements on our weapons, but if you run Abyss Enhancement, the Abyss Enhancement effect reduces incoming damage by 0.5% and grappling cooldown time by -6% for 30 seconds. Now, this is important because if you're not running those mods that I have on my gun, you're going to want to run this Abyss Enhancement. But the only thing is, you're not going to be able to stay in the air consistently until you're killing the adds, the little roly-polies that the boss spawns. You want to make sure you're killing them with your ability, and as soon as you kill them, you'll activate Abyss Enhancement, and then you'll be able to stay in the air for 30 seconds until you kill more of them. So, very important. This is what I was using until I was able to unlock them cores for my guns. Then I was able to take this off, and I was able to add in for more survivability. So we're running Inversion Particle Augmentation. When defeating an enemy, grants defense plus 8.6% for up to 30 seconds. That's for the roly-polies. And then heightened sensory cells. It lasts for 10 seconds. It recovers HP by 20% of max HP and MP by 8.5% of max MP upon reaching max stacks. And that's up to 4 stacks. And also over here, Adrenaline Rush we're running after defeating an enemy. Grants Adrenaline Rush, that's plus 16% for 10 seconds. Now, these inversion reinforcements, you can pretty much go anything you want here, guys. If you want to go more survivability, whatever you want. I kind of just don't mess with them because I use these for Enos in the purge. These are, this is what this inversion's set up for, but you really don't have to worry about this too much. You can kind of go into whatever you want and still be effective with this build. So yeah, that's it, guys. Again, very basic. I didn't, whenever this boss first came out, I knew it was toxic, and, I never really used Bunny too much in Colossus fights. Very situational, and I really wanted to make this boss fight for her, and it has worked out tremendously. I mean, we've already got a bunch of the boss skins. We got a bunch of fragments just from running Bunny in this Colossus fight, and it gives me a new use for her now, too, in Colossus fights. So I wanted to bring the build to you guys. That's it. Like I said, it's basic. It's nothing, I see a lot of cheese builds on YouTube and stuff. People are going under the map and, avoiding all the damage from this boss. And, people are running exploit builds to where they're dying and respawning and gaining buffs and killing the boss that way. It's really not that serious. Once you get the boss mechanics down, realize how, the rotations of what he's shooting and where he's aiming at and stuff like that, he's very easy to evade, very easy to kill. But that's the build, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you guys think of it down in the comments below. Could you improve upon this build? Do you have a better build? Please feel free to let me know, because I'm just as much as you guys. I'm learning. I'm still learning as well. But this build works for me, and I hope it works for you. But yeah, with that said, guys, my name's Sergeant Moose. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.